Hello, Pat Zemer here with MagnaWave. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of the MagnaWave Office Hours. We're glad to be here with you on Tuesdays to give you the information that you're looking for with regard to questions about the devices, questions about PEMF, questions about training, whatever it may be, general discussion about protocols and guidelines for PEMF. Hazel's with us on CastBox. We're also today a new feature. We're going to come to you from Clubhouse as well. Now the Clubhouse session today is going to be closed to select people so we can experiment with it and play with it and see how that works for us as well, to have a Clubhouse discussion at the same time as we're doing the Facebook Live and YouTube Live presentation. So we're here to answer your questions. If you have a question, you want to speak with me, you can send a text to 502-599-9722. 502-599-9722. It's there on the screen for you, and you can shoot me a text. I will call you back, and we can have a live conversation about whatever it is that you'd like to discuss. And then Chris is with me. Mute your microphone, Chris, on Clubhouse. There we go. We've got his microphone muted. And so that works. We'll see how that works in a second. We'll do a little test. But we want to answer your questions. So if you have a question, fire it up there. Let's see what we've got in the way of comments at this point. Oh, we got a lot of people with us. Wendy's with us from New Jersey. Good morning, Wendy. Rob McGregor's with us. Hello, Rob. Dion's with us. Carrie's with us. Felicia's with us, Sherry's with us this morning, so we're glad you folks are here, and we think that's wonderful. And as I said, we are happy to answer any questions that you may have at this point. A couple of things to talk about early before we get going is the new Mat Guard is now readily available through MagnaWave. It's a guard that you can slide your MagnaWave MagEnergy pads into, and then it can be used for horses. They can stand on it. It protects your mat, gives them a nice level surface to stand on. You can treat both hooves at the same time if you're doing horses, and it's working very well. People are seeming to like it, and it's the MagnaWave Mat Guard. We also have the new pet bed that's available. It's specifically designed for small animals and dogs and cats in particular, to where it's got a special, very comfortable covering on it. So it can basically be their bed, and then or a place for them to relax. And when you want to, you can plug it into the machine, provide a treatment for your animal, and there you go. You don't have to be moving everything around or use your different mats. So that's the MagnaWave pet mats. The large mat is shown there with that particular dog. We also have the smaller size, so you can use it either way. It's working out very well. And people are seeming to like that as well. So we're always excited to introduce new products to you to better expand your range for your customers, and to give you, if you're using it personally, a good attachment that's easy to use, easy to clean, satisfies all your needs from your animals to your horses. Excuse me. And so we're excited about those new products. A lot of new things coming down the pike here this first quarter of the year, so we're excited about all of that. I may get Elaine to share a little bit more about that with us this morning when she joins us. And Katie's here with us from Minnesota. Good morning, Katie. Thank you for being with us. Emily's with us as well. And so we're going to experiment with all of this a little bit so we can expand the usability, expand the convenience for utilizing and joining us on the MagnaWave office hours on Tuesday. So again, if you have a question, just post it in the chat box. I'll have it. I'll see it. I can answer the question, and we can go from there. So I am going to ask Chris to join me for just a second on Clubhouse. And Chris, open your phone and see how this works out for us. Good morning, Chris.
You want me to talk right here?
You can talk right here.
All right. Well, I had to mute you across all my other monitors here. So glad to talk to you, and I hope everyone can hear me and come through clear.
That sounds clear to me, so I trust that our folks can hear it. If you can hear it, give us a thumbs up or something. Those of you who are listening on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you might be joining us. Thanks, Chris. You can close up your mic now, and we'll talk to you a little later. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so that could work out. So people, if once we open it up to someone who's with us on Castbox, and if you have an iPhone and you'd like to join us on, not Castbox, on Clubhouse, send me an email. I think I've got 5 invites remaining. So if you'd like to participate with us on some of our meetings on Clubhouse, you can send me an email, and I will be happy to send you a link to join Clubhouse and be able to join us in our meetings from there. Jason's with us this morning. Terry McLean's with us. Rob's with us, and they're giving me the thumbs up, so they were able to hear just fine on the Clubhouse app. And let's see here how Hazel would be doing. I wonder if I can get Hazel on the line. I'm muted there, so there we go. We'll see if Hazel might want to join in and see how we sound with Hazel joining us on Castbox. A little trial and error here to, again, as I said, to expand our range of what can have. Let's see. Becky asked the question, I'm needing to order a couple attachments. Can you give me an update on the approximate shipping time currently? Not new attachments, more like the wave wings and the large loops. Great question, Becky. Elaine's with us, so she can actually give us an update to that particular question. Good morning, Elaine. Hey, how are you? Good morning. So Becky asked the question, she's wanting to order some attachments, and she's like the wave wings and the large loops. What kind of delivery time are we having on those at this point?
So Becky, it really depends. And I hate to say this, but I can't remember what machine you have off the top of your head because of the actual plugs that we use for the machines. If you could be a little bit more specific on that, but I can say that it will be between 7 to 10 business days. I mean, that's just our gear. That's when we get things to you. So everything is 7 to 10 business days. Now, sometimes, particularly with, what's going on in the world, there's been a lot of shipping issues. And with COVID, some of the things that we usually get have been a little bit backed up, but we've been mostly shipping at about 7 to 10 business days. So you shouldn't have any problem getting that within that time frame.
Great. Felicia asked a question, Elaine, what is the protector made of, the hoof mat? And is it the same as the hoof box? Yes, it is. And what is the weight?
Yeah, so the bottom is not wood. The hoof box has the wood on the bottom. They're both the same stall matting material, for the top and the bottom, so it can almost be flipped over on either side. And the weight, I believe it's like 19 pounds, 19 or 20 pounds. It's not, I mean, it has a handle. It's easy for me to carry, really easy. So, but when you put the attachment in there, it weighs a little bit more, but you wouldn't really carry it any time with the attachment inside. You would want to put the protector down, the guard down on the ground, and then slide that attachment in.
There you go. Becky, she's got let's see, what did she say? Becky has the Semi 5.
Okay, so for the plug. So right now, the Semi 5, we have majority of like the large loops in stock. I know that we are a little bit behind on some of the larger attachments like the wings. And I know we have mats, butterflies, and large loops. So if you're looking for the wings, that'll be closer to that 7 to 10 business days mark. But with the other ones like butterfly loops, large loops, and MagEnergy mats, we have those in stock, so they'll ship much quicker.
There you go. So, Becky, I hope that helps. Great questions. If you'd like to talk to us live, 502-599-9722, and we will call you right back and have a conversation. And I'm still waiting for some of the other folks that I invited on Clubhouse to join in to see if that will work for us. But we are broadcasting live on Clubhouse and Castbox this morning, in addition to Facebook and YouTube. Let's see. Jane has a question. Does the new pet mat fit in the protector or just the MagEnergy mat? That's a great question. I believe, Elaine, they could use the pet mat in the protector as well if they desired.
Yeah, you could. I do want to say that the pet mat is not, it's like we have a regular MagEnergy mat, and that's, about this big. And then the pet mat's almost double, and it's much softer. So think about that when you have a horse step on something. It's going to be much softer. Now, I know that there are those cubes that horses stand on a lot that I've seen. Maureen Boyle has some. There's some sort of cube for horses, and it's soft like that. But I just want to let you know it is going to be a little bit more of a soft situation there. But yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. You should be able to get the pet mat inside the mat guard.
There you go. So that really opens up your availabilities for versatility. Rebecca asked the question, the new pet mat versus the MagEnergy mat differences. They're virtually the same. It's just how it's made for the comfort of the pets. And so you don't have to think about cleaning it up from your pets and so on and so forth.
Yeah, no claw marks. It's not going to, it's chew proof. It's claw proof. It's softer, like I just said. It's kind of like, it's nice enough you could leave it on the ground. Your pet could lay on it all the time. So like, that's what I do. My dog, you know, some dogs aren't comfortable getting with the loops. They're not comfortable when you bring the MagnaWave out. They're just skittish. My dog is one of them. And so whenever recently I've just been laying her down. I've been using that mat in my house. She sleeps on it even when it's not on. Then when I plug it in, it's very easy for me to get her comfortable with it. So it looks more like what they're used to. So if you're, you know, you bring out this big circle, that could be a little intimidating for a pet. So that's one of the greatest things about it.
There you go. And so of course, she asked the question, can the pet mat be used on a human back? Of course, if you're using it for your pet, but you want to bring it up and sit on it, again, it's softer. If someone wants to sit on it or put it on their back, it may be a little more comfortable. It's thicker, but you know, again, it's softer. So yes, you can use the mat. All the attachments are basically available to be used in any type of situation that you're dealing with.
Yeah, a human could stand on the mat guard. I mean, they could. I mean, it's not gonna, a human could stand on a mat guard. A dog could lay on the mat guard, but it's not as comfortable. The idea here is comfort, use, movability, being able to wipe them down, not having to worry about, with the material we have on our MagEnergy mats now. Oh, I hear myself. There it was.
Oh.
Yeah, I can hear myself. I think you're getting some reverb there.
I don't know where, and if we have to turn something off, we will.
Is it the cast box? Maybe it's the...
No, a cast box is not putting anything out there. In fact, I can't hear anything on cast box unless I turn on their microphone. Now, are you on Clubhouse at the same time?
No, I don't have it open right now.
Clubhouse. I don't know. That's a question for our man Chris to see why you be hearing it. Okay. And Cameron makes a comment that he lays down on the pet mat a lot, so that's good and it works out very well. Let's see, that's all the questions we have there. Rebecca's there with us.
We got another one here, Dad. Nola asks, I have a Simi 3. It is great for me and my customers, humans, small and large animals, but what are the key points to share with others when people question this device compared to higher strength devices?
Have a Simi 3. Well, basically the signals are the same. So it's a high power device that you're having with your Simi 3. It's just not as high. So the only difference would be in some cases your treatment time. If you're treating your back and you put it on, you don't have to treat more than 10 minutes with the Simi 3 because it's providing the good high intensity signal that you want. Again, not as high as the Maya or the Pulse Pro or some of the other devices. So if you wanted to go a little longer, you could. If you were going to treat your knees or your elbows or your feet with the Simi 3, I would most certainly go a little longer. If your typical session is 10 minutes, go 20. You don't have to go a lot longer, but just you can go a lot longer or go longer if you should desire. What it is most certainly different from is the low power units that you cannot feel at all. Some of the other brands out there that are operating at less than 50 gauss, where even with the Simi 3, the minimum gauss on the Simi 3, I believe, is 500 gauss, and it gets much higher than that, up to the 3000 gauss range. So you're getting a high level of gauss even with the Simi 3. And so it's very quick in what it's doing. Just to give you an example, as I've said before in the past, Debbie and I sleep with the B2 machine, which is it operates at about 500 gauss. And so it doesn't get much higher than 500 gauss, but you can feel it if it's on you a little bit. All of a sudden you feel the throbbing or the pulsing of the device into the machine. Debbie the other night went to bed and her neck and shoulders were bothering her. She said, "Can you rub my shoulders?" So I rubbed her shoulders for a few minutes, and I took the paddle that I use overnight. I'll treat my head, my prostate area and my low back, just kind of sleep on it. And I put it in the middle of her back, just at the base of her neck and it just stayed there because she was laying on her side, stayed there for 15 or 20 minutes, and it relieved her tension and her tightness in her back with that low power machine. So we're able to get really good depth of penetration with all of our devices because they're all considered high intensity devices, even though, and 500 gauss is a lot compared to a machine that only delivers 50 gauss or 35 gauss in some of the lower power machines that you don't feel at all. So just keep that in mind, but you can go a little longer with those devices.
Yeah, okay, can I add to that? Can I add to that really quick? I like to explain it to people too in a very like layman's term, and instead of talking about gauss, I'll say, you know, it's like buying a new Toyota Camry versus somebody having a sports car. Like a brand new Toyota Camry is awesome. It's going to get you there. It's a good experience. It drives nice. It's luxurious. But if you're in a sports car that goes really, really fast, they both do the job. They both work awesome. They both get you where you want to go. But you can essentially, if you want to, get somewhere faster if you had to with that sports car than you'd be able to do in that Toyota Camry, if that makes sense, if you're on the Autobahn or something, right? So I like to think with the Maya, you could maybe do 3 to 5 minutes instead of 10 on some areas. You could, and then some people like to feel that like really, really big push. Okay. Some people, if they've never experienced anything, the Semi 3 and Semi 5 give a perfect, and the Spiro Go give a great amount of feeling and push. So it's really about what you were exposed to first. But in terms of running a business, you could do both. The only difference, like my dad said, is time.
Okay, here we got a call coming in. Let's put them on the line here and see what their question is. I believe it's along the same lines that we're dealing with, and they're talking about the Beamer.
Hello.
Hey, good morning. Pat Zemer here with Elaine.
Hi, Pat. Let me turn this thing down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what's the difference actually from that Beamer Mat, the Beamer, and the MagnaWave?
Okay, the difference is the Beamer PEMF devices and the other low voltage, low frequency devices work. They all work. They're just slower. And so with the MagnaWave, you get a much quicker result. I had a situation this morning. I'm having some landscape work done at my place here, and the landscaper was here, and he's gimping around horribly. And I said, "What's the matter with you?" And he said, "Well, my knee's bothering me." And I said, "Come over and I'll treat you." And he looked at me like I was nuts. So I took him next door. I put him in the chair, and I'm using a Maya office on him, so it's more powerful. But I put it on him for 10 minutes, and he was kind of looking at me like I was crazy. Put it on him for 10 minutes. He got up and he said, "My God, the swelling is gone. My inflammation is reduced, and I'm feeling less pain." He's had this for years, so I didn't reverse it totally, but it was just that quick. And so that's what you get with the MagnaWave with the higher intensity, is a much more rapid result, and so you're more comfortable sooner. And but the Beamer, they work fine. They just take more time. You'll see
like 2 weeks.
Go ahead, Elaine.
Like 2 weeks. I mean, I would see, to get a result like what you got today, I see people have to do 8 to 12 treatments. I mean, that's a lot of treatments. Now, sometimes after 2 or 3, they have some nominal feeling of a little bit, but to get a result where you have an injury on an animal or a person that's been for years, like and then within 10 minutes to see that result, I mean, it's just, you're not going to see that with the lower power unit. Now, again, PMF works, the Beamer Mat works, but it's one of those things you have to do every day. And what I've found, and Dad, correct me if I'm wrong, but haven't you noticed where people, when they use the higher power units, use a MagnaWave, it lasts longer. They'll get a 10-minute treatment. They may be able to go 2 or 3 days.
That's right. And I told him that this morning. I said, "Scott, your knee's feeling better. It may feel better for 2 hours. It may feel better for 10 hours. And, that may be it, or it may feel better for 2 or 3 days. So every person is different. And so again, to answer your question, the primary difference is the strength of the device, the type of signal. The signal on the low voltage, low frequency machines is a continual signal. It's like a wave. They call it a sine wave. It just keeps going, and it just kind of up and down. That's where the pulsing comes in. With our devices, it shoots up, comes down, and stops. And then it shoots up, comes down, and stops. And so that allows, with the more gauss, or the more energy, as Elaine was pointing out, to give you a faster result. And the easiest way to do it, if someone asks you, is say, "What's bothering you?" They'll say, "Oh, my low back is bothering me." Sit them down on the machine for 5 minutes and ask them to stand up. And if there's a low power machine there, you might there's a way to dance with this, and we can talk about this, but if they can experience the difference, they'll get an immediate or opportunity of an immediate result with our device than they will with the lower power devices.
Okay. Also, correct me. Does the beamer that doesn't have like any of the foot blocks or anything, correct?
As far as I know, they do not. I don't know what they're doing as far as their attachments are concerned. They have a blanket.
And the reason we don't do a blanket, because several of you are asking that in the comments, the reason that we have not done a blanket is that to do a blanket, you would have to have a very low power device. I mean, we are using a machine that they want you to put it on and leave it on a horse. There's no reason to do that with the high power device. We're done much quicker than that. So if somebody's asking you why we don't have a blanket, it's probably because of the time difference. They need to leave it on, and you need to do it every day.
So let me kind of explain that a little bit further. If you put a blanket on a horse, so you're covering the shoulders, the top line, the hips, the whole bit, you're putting that on there. And with a blanket, you turn it on and the horse really probably won't feel it because, again, it's a low power machine. But if you put a blanket with our device on the horse, and let's say you wanted to turn it up for the shoulders, well, it may be too high for the hips.
Right. Okay.
And so with our coils, with the wave rings particularly, so you can do the shoulders at the intensity that you want for 5 minutes, both shoulders. Move it down and do the hips. You may change your intensity. 5 minutes, you're doing both hips. And so it's certainly a shorter time period, but you're able to adjust it. And it's
penetrating. The penetration is so much bigger than the beamer, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was trying to let them know that. Okay, Now one more question. Can you take one more question?
Sure.
Okay, I was talking to Margaret up there in Kentucky. She was down here in Florida. And she has, I know I've used it before, the LubriSyn.
Yes.
Okay, it's great stuff. She said that in conjunction with the MagnaWave, it really works good. Is that correct?
Yes, and the reason for that is the MagnaWave is going to help the absorption of the LubriSyn into the body, into the joint area where it's needed. And what happens was, if you give LubriSyn orally, it goes in, absorbs into the tissue, the mucous tissue, and before it ever gets to the gut, and it's in the bloodstream, and it's kind of like a magnet. It goes through the bloodstream and it gets to a joint that doesn't have enough synovial fluid or needs some support, and it stops there. And it goes to those areas. Now, if you're using the device, it helps the absorption, helps it when it reaches the area to better do its job. So most certainly.
Okay, yeah, because I'm thinking about becoming a LubriSyn as well and selling both of them in conjunction. Absolutely.
That would be wonderful.
Okay.
No problem.
Well, I appreciate it. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Great questions. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Any comments there, Elaine, while I get the next one up?
No, I mean, I think a lot of people there just really isn't you can't compare a beamer and a MagnaWave machine or an Imers and a MagnaWave machine. I mean, they both work. It's like somebody taking a scooter and comparing it to the Toyota Camry we had earlier. I mean, the difference is astounding. Now, that doesn't mean it doesn't work. Like you said, low power does work. It's just a totally different experience, and it's quicker and it lasts longer. But PMF works, that's for sure.
Right. So let me bring the next one up. They have a question about the semi. Let's pull them up here.
Hello.
Hey, Pat Zemer here with MagnaWave with Elaine. Did you have a question?
I do. I have an older semi. I bought it as the equine package. And I was wondering if the end on the new energy mat is compatible with it. Mine has that clip that you have to push in to pull out.
It's a black plug.
We have those, the legacy plug.
Yes, we have those.
Yes, that's the name of it. Legacy. I couldn't remember the name of that plug to save my soul.
Absolutely. So we have those mats if you want one of those mats to work with your device.
Yes. So that mat will go. That's the same mat that you're doing now with the
yes.
The protector?
Yes.
Okay, so when I order it, I would just have to tell them that I need it with the legacy plug.
Correct.
All right, that's super.
Perfect.
I'm so excited. I'm
Good
so
deal.
excited.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you so much. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Great question that she had. Let's see. Do we another question? Question about our title as practitioners to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Kentucky opened it to agriculture. We qualify for this. Haven't had a chance to investigate this yet. Elaine, you've done some research with that. Can you bring us up to speed?
It really depends on, a MagnaWave practitioner does not qualify you at all unless you are doing some type of work in the agricultural field that's necessary to keep going. So if you're working with like dairy cows, if you're working with, let's say any type of livestock that needs to be used, then yes, you would qualify in those areas. But to just be, maybe treating some cats, dogs here and there, the term practitioner is not going to be just overall agriculture. It would have to be what your main business is, and I probably have to show that you are working with some animals that are needed right now. That's the best way that I could, from what I've found from Kentucky. It really depends on what, like you could be a massage therapist for horses, and that's not going to qualify you. But if, let's say, you're doing something with like a needed industry in the agricultural world, then yes, it would.
Okay, so how would they go about if they are a practitioner and they're working with animals and they're let's say dairy cows or whatever it may be, and in that type of situation, who would they talk to with regard to their vaccine?
So the state of Kentucky has a website, and it's very long. I don't know it off the top of my head, but if you just Google state of Kentucky COVID website, it's going to come up. It's an excellent resource, and there's right on the first page, it asks you, do I qualify? And you just go through and answer the questions, and you'll be able to simply get that answer.
Good deal. Does that help? I think that helps. All right. Jason asked, Jason asked the question, you got posters, window stickers, and certified practitioner patches a few years ago. Can we still get these through corporate? Yes, you can, Jason. They are available. Just give the office a call. Who do they talk to? Chris in marketing or Chris in artwork?
First of all, anything that they need in terms of purchasing any marketing materials whatsoever, you want to go to Stephanie Harper, and her email is Sharper, like a Sharpie, SHARPER at MagnaWavePMF.com. You can also email marketing@MagnaWavePMF.com if you want to talk about anything. But if you go into the practitioner portal, Jason, you just log into the website, MagnaWavePMF.com, and log in there in the upper right-hand corner. We sell all of that stuff available to you right there on the website. You could just put it in your cart and check out. But if you would like to get anything that you don't see there that you may want to get, you can do that by emailing Sharper@MagnaWavePMF.com or marketing. And then also we will have a whole bunch of that stuff available for MagnaCon this year. It will also be available to those who go to virtual MagnaCon. We'll have a store for you. And we will have the new News and Views, which is an edition of a newspaper that we've put out I think once or twice before. We will have our third edition coming out here shortly. It's all new material, excellent information that will be coming out, and that will be able to purchase by the 100 packages of 100. So you can hand that out, share it with people, and get some news and views.
There you go. So a lot of opportunities available. If you have a question, just call the office, and we'd be happy to help you out. There is a question here, MagnaWave versus Pulse. Now, I'm not exactly clear which Pulse MagnaWave. We have Pulse Pro as part of the MagnaWave line.
He's talking about the competitor, Dad. That's
right. And so you want to address that, or you want me to take that, Elaine?
You can address it.
I can take that. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah. So the difference of MagnaWave versus Pulse systems, not Pulse systems.
It doesn't matter. They know.
Doesn't matter. Okay. There you go. The difference, they're both the same type of machine. They're both high intensity machines. And the primary difference to me is you need to decide who's going to give you the support that you're looking for, who's going to train you the way you want to be trained. I'm not saying that other competitors don't have the training, but there is certainly a difference between what companies provide. So you want someone that you're comfortable dealing with. And that says a lot. You want someone that you can call and get your questions answered. You want someone that's going to give you the answers that you're looking for. I was speaking with someone just the other day who has a machine from a competitor. I'm not going to talk about the competitor. And so they bought it, and they felt they had a friend that had one. And so they bought what their friend had, and they called and they had some questions. And the person they were talking to at the company, and again, I'm not going to name any particular names, and the person kind of said, well, don't you understand that? You should know how to use this and do this. When you contact someone that you're comfortable with, they're going to answer your question. They're going to build you up in what you're trying to do and be available to you. So, that is the primary difference. And when you get outside of the realm of some companies that have been around for a while, the company that you're asking about has been around about as long as we have. In fact, we both started at about the same time. And so you want someone who's been around, you want someone who's going to service your equipment. You want to make sure that you get that. There are companies that have come up that do not have the background or do not have the depth of service and so forth as other companies. Again, I'm not trying to single anyone out. I'm just giving you the basis as it is. And so, but you want to ask questions. You want to make sure that you can get your stuff serviced. You want to ask about, are they safety testing their equipment? You want to ask about, where are they going with the FDA? You want to ask questions and get those answers. And to one of those answers is, we are either safety testing our equipment, or it's in the process of being safety tested from both of our manufacturers, because we want to supply what people are looking for. We want to supply the quality of devices that they're looking for. So to us, safety testing, good manufacturing practices according to the FDA are very important to us. And we want to make sure that our manufacturers and the people that we work with are doing that, and that they're crossing those T's and dotting those I's. So those are the questions you want to talk about when you compare companies. And there's a lot of things happening today because when I started and back in 2002 and in 2005, 2006, there weren't a lot of people having these high powered devices. And so there weren't a lot of them out there. Today, there's a lot of them out there. The FDA has their eyes open. They're asking questions. They'll look at someone's website and they'll write a letter and say, are you making claims? Or it looks like you're saying this. And so it's very important to us to make sure that we don't do anything wrong in terms of the information that you need. And we don't want to make claims. We don't want you to make claims that you can't make or you're not supposed to make. And so we will tell you what you can do. If you want us to take a look at your website as an audit, if you will, to say, you maybe need to change that sentence, we'll help you with that. And so those are the things that we look for. To us, that sets us apart head and shoulders above some other companies. But everybody's working hard. And so get the questions answered that you feel are very important, which I've kind of outlined to you.
Dad, can I add to that really quickly?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just going to say a couple things that MagnaWave has that nobody else has, okay? And I don't care. We have a mobile app full of indications that, full of guidelines that covers humans and animals that you can use, and it's $25 forever. We also have an event, a 3-day event where hundreds of people, like-minded, PMF-loving people come together here in Louisville, Kentucky, where you can meet those people. We have a PMF education program that has been around longer than any. There's no PMF certification program that has been around longer. There's no certification program that covers livestock. We cover all of those things. We also have small animal. Nobody else has that. And we also have an excellent team here, an entire marketing department completely devoted to our practitioners. So nobody else has a full on staff people who are there to do your logo design. I teach a business building class myself, one-on-one. It's 6 weeks long. I'm there with you, going through the trenches, helping you do that, build your business. And then let's see, I know there's more. How about, like you said, safety testing on machines, getting insurance on your machine, getting liability insurance on your machine. Anybody will give you liability insurance on your PMF machine if you buy from another company. But if you ever have to use that policy and those machines are not safety tested, that insurance will not cover any accidents that happen or any incidents that happen in an event of something like a fire. So make sure that you are asking the questions on safety and safety testing. General electric safety testing needs to be done on these machines. Okay, let's just a bottom line. And I will say there are many competitors, some competitors may have been talked about earlier, maybe not, that don't have this basic electrical safety testing like a hairdryer would need. Like that is something that you want to make sure. Also, ask if the AOPP and the AADP endorse that company. There are just a lot of things that can matter, in terms of long-term support. Plus, 10-year warranty cannot be beat. All right, that's it. That's my spiel.
That's her 2 cents worth there, and that's excellent. A couple of things that we mentioned was the AOPP, was the Association of PEMF Professionals. That's open to anyone who uses PEMF devices with their clients or so forth. And so it's a good place to go meet with, and it's not device limited. It's not something only for us or only for our devices. There are people that are members, companies that are members of the AOPP that make competing devices, which we are fine with. We're not concerned. There's plenty of business for everyone. So we're not concerned about that and whether or not we're going to limit ourselves if we support and we belong to the AOPP. We think there needs to be accountability within the industry, some self-regulation within the PEMF industry, and that's what the AOPP is all about. So we became members of the AOPP, founding members, helped them get started, and we think it's wonderful. And there are several companies that are joining them, several practitioners from other devices that are joining. We think that's wonderful. We just want everybody to feel like they can be on the same page and get the training that they're looking for. So that's one of the reasons that we got behind the AOPP. Now, the other one, Elaine, you were talking about, is that the
American Association of Drugless Practitioners. And it's been around for 40 years. If you check it out, it's the AADP. We were one of the first companies to get our certification recognized by them as an associated drugless. We're board certified as a drugless practitioner here in the United States. You can actually check it out. If you are MagnaWave certified right now, if you go into the practitioner portal, you will get your board certificate from the AADP. So if you pass the MagnaWave certification, you keep your CEs going every year, then you are board certified as well. You're board recognized. So it is really important that you have this, that is really an education. I will tell you right now, from all the research I've done, the most training that you could get from another company is 4 hours. Okay, of online training. We have over 25 hours of online training and hands-on training options. So think of that's like 4 times the amount of education than anybody else has. And you're still going to have questions afterwards. You're still going to want to talk to somebody. And that's the beautiful thing about having stuff like this, because you can go to anybody's page and nobody's going to be doing what my dad and I are doing today. But I will say the AOPP does. PMFprofessionals.com and the Association of PMF Professionals Facebook page. Go check it out. I think they do a live on Tuesdays as well, or Thursdays. And it's just a whole lot of great information. I do want to say they're coming out with a new education something. Jerry and Lauren told me about it the other day in an email that they're going to be sending out to any of our practitioners that are their practitioners now as well. I know that they said they would be sending out a new education. They're also launching, I believe, an animal type of education. So I've learned a lot from them, which I had a woman ask me the other day, does it upset you that they're competing with your education? And I said, no, it doesn't, because I want everybody who gets my education to go get that education. And all of these people who are buying from companies that give them no education, that's hurting us. That's hurting everybody in the industry if you are buying a machine and you don't know what you're doing. Because people are using that machine saying, oh, MagnaWave doesn't work or PMF doesn't work, or they'll say that just doesn't work for me because they've dealt with an unexperienced practitioner who doesn't know how to use the machine that they bought. And that's
Go ahead.
No, keep going.
Just understanding the terminology, whether you're using a low power machine or a high power machine, the AOPP brings you together with the terminology, brings you together with like-minded people. And when they're talking about what people are doing in cities all over the country to expand their business and build their business, which we believe in completely, because if we grow the business nationally or internationally, everybody's going to benefit, the practitioners, the users, the other companies, and there's plenty to go around. So anyway, that's the 2 bits on the AOPP and why you can gain from their education as well. And from what I've looked at with the AOPP, the education, they do have a certification and it goes in, but it's more PEMF specific, not necessarily large animal or small animal or so forth, but it's PEMF specific and how you can use it and understand it.
Yeah, they have an animal one coming out. They have an animal one. I know that Lauren said she's been working with the veterinarian for that. So that's exciting. And then again, they are launching, I believe it's this week or next week. I don't know. You guys are going to have to go over to their page, PMF Professionals, but like a 4 or 5 video series that's going to be available. If you're already a practitioner, I think they said it was going to be cheaper. I can send out some email in the newsletter I'll get that newsletter and I'll copy their newsletter and put it in our newsletter, and I'll send it to you guys if you'd like to check it out. It's always good to have more education. But we do have a question here, Dad, about the LZR. Is there training for the LZR? Yes, there is, Janet. We actually are always expanding our training for the LZR. 2 things about that. We have LZR protocols now available, or guidelines now available in the MagnaWave mobile app. So, Janet, if you don't have the MagnaWave mobile app, please get it today. You will be able to see those guidelines in there. Also, we have expanded training coming to the practitioner portal. It's also in the certification. It's all about how to use it. And with our partnership with LZR, we are now able, if you are a MagnaWave affiliate, which means you purchased a machine or an LZR from us, and you have signed up to refer clients to us, you are now have the ability to purchase and sell, refer people and sell LZRs at the wholesale price. So if you are looking to, refer people to us, we are going to have that whole program ready for you all next week. So we're really excited to be able to offer that LZR as another source of revenue for people. And yes, there's tons of education. So go to the practitioner portal. That's at MagnaWavePMF.com.
Yes, and also if you go to Biohacking Wellness on Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV, Biohacking Wellness, there are programs dealing with the LZR. There's programs dealing with the MagnaWave office hours, so you can watch them on demand from your home TV on Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV. So it's Biohacking Wellness TV on Roku. Check that out. There's a lot of places there. We've got some videos with Dr. Curtis Turchin about the LZR, and we're going to be adding that to my biohacking series. And so a lot of information is there for you as well with regard to the LZR.
A lot. And now Janet asked, looking for a practitioner in Vancouver, British Columbia. So if you are a practitioner in Vancouver, British Columbia, comment. If not, could someone share the map link? Oh, there it is. Janet, we have shared the link to the map on our website so you can find a practitioner in that area. And I do want to share John Stevens. He said he purchased from another manufacturer and distributor and had some issues. He was told there would be 3-day in-person training by another company. Got there, 30 minutes of chat. That was it. Great man before the sale, disappeared after like a bad used car salesman. And these machines aren't cheap. And you really need to have that type of support. So thank you for sharing there, John.
Yep, there you go. Turchin's tops. So there you go. Curtis,
I love it.
Curtis is great. He does a wonderful job. So if you have a question, simply put it in the chat box and Elaine and I will answer it. If you'd like to send us a text, 502-599-9722, and we'll call you back and have a live discussion. And I invited several of our people that we're affiliated with on the Clubhouse app, and they haven't been able to get back on to the Clubhouse. But it did work when Chris participated with us, Elaine, this morning. And so we're excited about that. And of course, we're on Castbox. If you have a question on Castbox, type it into the chat box and we will certainly answer it. If you'd like to talk to us on Castbox, hit the telephone. I'll answer the phone and we can have a conversation there as well. So we're excited about all the different ways that we can come together, communicate with you, and get your questions answered. Man, it's 45 minutes. Time flies.
One question. Janet says Vancouver is not near me. When I use the map, it takes me to Texas where I live. The gift is a son for my son in Vancouver. Janet, when you go to the map, turn off. It's doing location services. So all you need to do is when you're on the map and it takes you to Texas, put in, if you have the area code, or you search the city Vancouver. When you're in Texas, search Vancouver, it'll take you up to Canada. Or you can drag the mouse up there. But I mean, when you're on that page, you can still search for Vancouver. I hope that helps. Okay. Yeah,
there you go. Let's see if we have any other connections. Any other questions? Please put them up there. Facebook, YouTube.
Oh, Kim just ordered her soul. Congratulations, Kim.
What'd she do?
Congratulations. She said, I just ordered my soul. Whoop, whoop.
There you go. Whoop. Again, any questions, give us a shout. We'd be happy to answer your question. If we don't get any more questions, we'll let you get on your business and we'll go about our business for the rest of the day. And we're always excited to help you reach the goals that you're attempting to do. What's going on with your classes? How's that working out, Elaine?
They are great. I just wrapped up my last class, or my most recent class last week. I start again in March. So I have another 6-week course, and then I'm taking a little break for MagnaCon. So this is my last business builder class. So if you would like to take part in the business builder class, please do so. I think we could put the link in the comments. I mean, I'm going to tell you guys, like, getting this machine is not going to build you a business. Okay. You can't buy a tanning bed, put in your living room and expect people to show up to get tan. Okay. You have to market, you have to plan, you have to name your business right. You have to set goals. How you're going to track those goals. All of those things are what most business classes will teach you. But the bottom line is they haven't been building a PMF business. And that's where you're going to get some real insider information and work with somebody. I've made a lot of mistakes. We have made a lot of mistakes in the long run. We've made a lot of successes, but we know what to do and how to do it and really approach things. Plus confidence, right? Confidence is so important. I can't tell you enough. If you're going into business, please invest in doing the business builder class. It is worth it. You are going to come out of it feeling more confident. You're going to have a better plan. You're going to make sure that you have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed. You're going to know how to rent machines. I mean, it's just an excellent way to really start your business off right. So I do have a few spots left in March. So please go ahead and sign up. I'd love to see you guys in March. And it's once a week. It's Thursday evenings, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you could join me. I'm usually right here, 4 p.m. We spend about an hour to 2 hours together. We go through, you get a workbook, you get marketing materials at the end. And it's just a fantastic way to meet other like-minded practitioners who are doing the same thing. The only requirements are that you have finished the certification and that you have taken my Business Builder Lite course, which is available in the practitioner portal. In the education part of the practitioner portal. The Business Builder Lite course is just about, it's 2 pages that you need to complete and about 45 minutes worth of video, 30 to 45 minutes. So
there was a question. There are a couple other questions I want to get to, but there was a question. Let's see what they work during the business builder class. Is there a way for them to take the class or get the materials if it's at a better time for them?
Yeah, Sierra, it says, are they during work hours? Sierra, I don't know what's your time. I don't know what it's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you get a recording. And then what I've done with people before is that you get a recording of the class. So you watch it. And then I meet with you individually for 30 minutes the next day. So at a time that would work for you. So if you'd like to take the course, you could watch the classes. And then when you could come live, you could come live. But if you couldn't, then we would, you'd watch it and then meet with me and go over any questions. And we kind of work through each class just one-on-one afterwards. So yes, you could do that. What? Actually,
that's a pretty sweet deal because you're on the class with how many people at one time?
9 or 10.
So if you're not able to take the class when it's there, but yet you want to watch the recording, you're going to get a one-on-one with Elaine the next day to get your questions answered, and there could be some real insight or real benefit to some people to, in fact, do it in that fashion.
Yeah, now, Dad, everybody's going to want to do it in that fashion. So I might as well just not even teach the class on Thursdays anymore. I'm just going to be stuck doing 30-minute one-on-one classes all day long. Well, would you call me and I can't answer the phone? I'll let them know that I have 9 30-minute calls that day.
I'm sorry.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I'm hot. Okay. Kate says, will the level 2 business class be starting after MagnaCon? Yes, Kate, it will be. We are working on that right now. It will be a level 2 business class. Maureen says Biz Builder class is a game changer. I work till 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. So Sierra, you're right there. You're right there. You could probably catch the last 30 minutes every day. And then I guess, you and everybody else will do a 30-minute call the next day together.
Oh, boy. Let's see. There was another question up here about treating. Let's see. Boy, a lot of comments coming in. Where'd it go? Where does the next class start? Let's see. She was talking about arthritis, muscle contractions. Where'd it go?
The one, Sandy. So referring back to your gardener with the bad knee and treating, is that it?
No, she was talking about a particular type of cervical osteoarthritis. Where's the best place to put it? You put it where the pain is. So wherever they're having that pain in their back, put it there. And if it's muscle contractions, maybe track the muscle where it's contracting, put the coil over that type of thing, but put it where you're having the pain. Now also go around that area. So if we're in the middle of the back, for example, you might treat right on the spine where they're having some of the issue, but you can also trace across the back, shoulder to shoulder, if you will, or up and down while you're doing that specific area. But treat the area of pain, the area of restricted movement, and then move it around that. It's kind of like when there's an accident on the highway, people clear out the highway, but everybody's still rubbernecking, but they clear out the highway to make things move smoothly. So you want to do the highway all around where you're having the pain on your body.
Okay, Sandy says, referring back to your landscaper with the bad knee and treating him for 5 minutes with the Maya, he felt a big difference. What is your recommendation for the Semi 3 to possibly get the same release? Also, what do you recommend when giving demos with the Semi 3 to hopefully show them that PMF can help, even though they may not be able to feel anything?
When I sat him down, if I'd had a Semi 3, I told him that your treatment's going to take 10 to 15 minutes and you will feel a relief. So if you're using the Semi 3, put it on high, put the butterfly on their knee and treat them for 15 minutes, they will have relief. And that's all I was looking for, was for him to have some relief in that 10 or 15 minute period of time. Now, in that case, if you want to go ahead and treat them for another 5-10 minutes to get them 20 minutes, you're going to be good. The Semi 3 will do it. It's just not as fast. So you're not going to get them the relief in 5 minutes, but you can get them the relief in 15 to 20 minutes or 10 minutes. So just do that and it'll work just fine. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of that. Now, if you're going to put the Semi 3 on them and put it on low, it's going to take much more time. So put it on the highest setting you got, which is the high, low, medium, and high. Put the butterfly on there and treat them, and they will get the relief that you're looking for.
Yeah, and when giving a demo, if there's not a specific area, like just a demo in general, I like to give them the butterfly or the large loop, probably the large loop, or if you have a mat, the mat. And I like to have them move it, like tell them to put it on their back and then tell them to move it to where they can feel it. And a lot of times they'll move it and they're like, oh, I can feel it right there. So like let them have that experience and you're probably going to get a better chance of them getting a result or at least feeling the semi at that setting.
There you go. All right. And Maureen Boyle says, thank you, Maureen. The Semi 3 will do it. Hey, Maureen, I sent you an invitation, I believe, to join me on Clubhouse this morning. I know you're signed up for Clubhouse, but maybe you didn't see it. Of course, this probably goes to your email. I don't know where it goes, actually, how you get the notification. Just want to make you aware. If you see that notification, jump in and we'll say hi on Clubhouse to you. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, we got 2 things I want to share. Kathy Douglas said, I treated a client with neuropathy in her feet yesterday, and she said, as of this morning, she has no pain. Good job, Kathy. That's amazing. And Anne Marie, hi, I've been working on a horse with a foot abscess for 2 days now. This question's for you, Dad. It has started oozing. Can I continue to treat daily at an intensity that the horse tolerates?
Oh, wait a minute. Ron's asking me a question. I'll have to call him back. How come I can't?
Well, Anne Marie has.
Let me just bring old Ron in. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Pat.
Hold on. Do you mind if I'm doing my live broadcast? Do you mind if I have your question heard by everybody?
If it doesn't bother you.
Doesn't bother me.
It's about shipping.
Oh, okay. Can I call you back in 5 minutes?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So Ron, Elaine, I'm going to tell you, Ron's looking for his machine.
Ron who?
Ron Danta. Ron Danta. Yeah.
I'll do my best to find it for Ron. Okay, so let's get back to this one, Dad. He's been working, Anne's been working on a horse with a foot abscess for 2 days now. It is starting oozing. Can I continue to treat daily at an intensity that the horse tolerates?
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, you can. And because it's going to help that, and we like the abscesses to be pulled more rapidly. And but if it's still there and you're providing relief, you can keep right on going.
Great. I think we're done.
Let's see. Sandy asked. Let's see. Thanks. Oh, explanation. All right. All right. That's good. Where are we? Oh, we're about out of time.
Are you giving away a prize? Are you giving away a prize today?
Let's give away a prize.
Okay.
What do you want to give away? Well, how many? Well, we got 66 folks with us.
I don't know. What do you want to give away? I love a good prize.
Don't ask me what I want to give away.
No, I won't. Never mind. You don't get to decide. Okay. We'll give away an LZR because we have one in my office here. It's open box. Okay. It's an open box LZR. It's not brand new. But we've been using it here in my office. And there was a question about LZR and if they could use it after an hour, like if they did the LZR and then the soonest they could get to the MagnaWave was after an hour. Yes, that's totally fine. It will help. It's not going to be as good. You really want to treat right away with the weight loss, but it's much better than nothing. I will say I've got a couple people using the LZR right now for weight loss. And the results have been amazing. Just got off the phone with someone before this, and then I spoke to another, I don't want to say her name, somebody who works here who says it's been giving her more energy and helping with weight loss. So yes, use that LZR. And so we'll give one away. What are we going to do? How are we going to pick the winner?
I don't know how we're going to, you decide how we're going to pick it. Ivy Wong asked a question. Well,
yeah, but it's too long. Ivy, the problem is your question is this long. Like we can't see it. It cuts it off halfway through because we don't have the ability where we are to read that entire thing. So if you can make your questions shorter, then we'd be able to read them. But when they're that long, we can't suss them out in a 45-minute show and get through it. So that's just the truth. It cuts it off. We have a reader here and it only shows us about 4 sentences. So anything over that, we only get about halfway through. So I apologize, Ivy. Next time, if you could just keep it a little shorter, we'd be happy to answer it. Be able to get you more. I didn't see a question in the part that didn't get cut off. So, okay.
There you go. So Ivy, we'll get to that question and get back to you. We'll look at that question and answer it next week as well. And but yes, if you can kind of make your questions a little more concise, then we can see them easily and answer them quickly.
Okay. So wait, should we announce it right now? I don't think we can do that. Here's what we'll do. If you commented, we'll pick a number and announce the winner on the Facebook page. So what usually happens is Chris's team in marketing, they'll pick a random number. They'll go down and count the comments. Whoever's comment that is, you win an LZR. So we'll announce it on the public-facing Facebook page today.
There you go. And by the way, Ron's machine shipped yesterday.
Okay. Ron, your machine's on its way.
Yeah, I'll call him back and tell him his machine shipped yesterday, and we'll get that taken care of. And we're certainly glad everyone has joined us on Castbox, Facebook, YouTube, and certainly next week we may open up the Clubhouse app to the general public on Clubhouse. And so there you go. Anything else, Ryan?
No, I'm good.
Hey, everybody, thank you for being with us. We always enjoy this. We hope you learned a lot and enjoyed the program. Wave on to better help. Thank you so much. We love you all and want to help you be very successful in your business. So have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.